Hi, everybody. Welcome to City Beat. I am your host, Nancy Byrne, and we are in the beautiful new adoption facility here at the Animal Foundation. A little bit later on, we're going to share with you some success stories that have come out of the Animal Foundation recently, and we'll also give you a little bit of advice if you're thinking about welcoming a pet into your home. But first, if you're thinking about finding a summer job, we have some great news for you. Being a lifeguard for the city of Las Vegas means great pay and great hours. The city is in dire need of about 100 lifeguards for its 5 municipal pools, and if you're not sure it would be fun and rewarding, let's hear from a couple of people who have done the job. You may know Sue Levitt as on-air talent and producer at KCLV-TV, and while she loves her job with the city, there was another city job she loved too, a job that helped her save money during high school and college.
I was a lifeguard for the city of Las Vegas. I worked for Baker Pool. I worked there every summer, so it was perfect because I would go to school through the school year, and then I would work there over the summers, and the lifeguarding jobs are the most fun summer jobs.
Sue says it was not only fun, it taught her life lessons, which is why she encouraged her kids to do the same thing each summer.
Not only did I lifeguard all through high school and college, but now my kids are also lifeguards. Not only is a lifeguarding job a really fun summer job, but it's always good to know those skills and to know CPR and to know how to rescue a child or anybody for that matter if they are drowning. So those are skills that you can use for the rest of your life.
Rachel Harmon is now an aquatic specialist with the city. She too started out as a lifeguard, and she says the city is looking for more people to get on board. In fact, the city is looking pretty hard.
Summer season starts June 1st. I need 100 lifeguards by June 1st. I need 100 lifeguards today.
She says there are some great incentives this year to get people trained and hired.
We discounted our classes, so regular lifeguard training is $160. Starting May 10th, you can get the class for $35 if you promise to work for the city of Las Vegas.
Lifeguard training starts May 10th, and there are several options of days and times that are offered to fit just about anyone's schedule. And in 25 and a half hours, you too can be certified.
We will train you in CPR, first aid, AED, and lifeguard training. You'll learn all of the rescues that our staff do in case there's emergencies at the pool. You'll learn everything from first aid care for binding and splinting injuries to rescuing drowning victims.
There are some requirements. You can take the classes at 15 years of age, take the job with the city at 16, and stay as long as you are physically able. In fact, many of the guards and pool managers with the city are active adults who are retired or just working here part-time.
You do have to be a strong swimmer. You have to be comfortable in deep water, and you have to be willing to save someone.
And if you want to get on the road to being a lifeguard, but you're not quite old enough, consider one of the junior lifeguard classes starting June 3rd and running through the summer.
The junior lifeguard camp is so much fun. They go to Wet n Wild, they'll learn how to lifeguard a swimming pool as well as a water park, and they will learn the same rescues as my staff. And we'll get them prepared for when they're 15 and they can get certified in lifeguard training and work for the city.
For Sue Levitt, it was a great experience growing up. In fact, so great, she has sort of come full circle.
Of course, after I graduated college, worked in TV, and just about 4 years ago, found myself back right here working for the city of Las Vegas again.
As Sue said, lifeguarding provides you with skills that you can carry throughout your lifetime. And here's another selling point. It doesn't have to just be a summer job. The city has 2 indoor pools, municipal pool and pavilion pools. So if you're interested, don't wait. Classes start on May 10th. You can call 702-229-1488, or you can always go to LasVegasParksandRec.com. Well, the city held their municipal primary elections on April 2nd. We had 3 council seats open, 1, 3, and 5, as well as the mayoral seat. Well, in the mayor's race, Mayor Carolyn Goodman was reelected, and in the Ward 5 race, Cedric Creer will keep his seat. That's because city charter dictates that if one of the candidates gets 50% plus 1 vote, they don't go on to the general election. But Wards 1 and 3 will go on to the general election. Here are the results. So the top two contenders in wards 1 and 3 move on to the June 11th general election. There will also be a special election for the Ward 2 seat, which was vacated with the resignation of Steve Soroka. Now here's a list of those candidates in alphabetical order. Once again, the general election will be held on June 11th. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we've got some success stories to share with you that have come out of the Animal Foundation, as well as some advice if you're thinking about adopting a pet. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Jocelyn Blewett-Fisher. Jocelyn is the city's administrator for homeless services. She took this position in 2017, coinciding with the planning and execution of the city's Courtyard Homeless Resource Center. It's the city's one-stop shop for homeless services and a safe place for those living on the streets to go and start the process of breaking the cycle of homelessness. Under Jocelyn's watch, more than 1,000 people experiencing homelessness have been transitioned off the streets. Jocelyn has brought together more than 24 nonprofit agencies to serve homeless individuals in the Courtyard at no cost to the city. She treats everyone who comes in to the Courtyard with respect, and that example is something that permeates throughout everyone working at the Courtyard. She is not only an outstanding employee, she's an outstanding person. For helping all citizens in our community and truly making a difference, we congratulate Jocelyn Blewett-Fisher, the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month.
No more pencils, no more books.
No more teachers, dirty looks.
School's out!
For summer.
What this place needed was better graduation rates. So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Huntington.
Every proper bear knows that the right fit means everything. Especially when it comes to car seats.
Oh, really? I just did what any bear would do.
So know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size.
I like it.
To learn more, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Oh, hello there. Oh,
Where's that bear?
Welcome back to City Beat from the beautiful new adoption facility here at the Animal Foundation. If you're thinking about bringing a new dog, cat, rabbit, or snake into your house, you really should come check this facility out. When you adopt a shelter animal, you not only get a great companion, you might be saving its life. We checked with the fine folks here at the Animal Foundation about some of their favorite success stories, and we also got some advice on how to introduce a new pet into your home. For Bonnie and her new forever family, this is not just another day at the park. For them, it's a time to bond. As Randy Christensen and his daughters Charlotte and Janie tell us, it was right around Thanksgiving when they decided it was time to adopt a new four-legged family member.
We wanted a dog that was a little bit older and very loving and needed a forever home. So we went down to the Animal Foundation. We met a lot of dogs, and Bonnie kind of trotted out to us and instantly just came right up to us and, gave us her special kind of hug, and the whole family just fell in love with her almost instantaneously.
For this family of animal lovers, there really was never any other option but to rescue a dog from a shelter.
We've always felt that those dogs that are rescued, there's just that special kind of love. When you take them home and they finally realize after a week or so that this is where they're going to be for the rest of their life, they're just so happy.
The same was true for Ollie Hansen. He found his little girl, Susie, at the Animal Foundation, and they've been wonderful companions for nearly 3 years. He said her early life was filled with sadness and neglect. Quite a contrast to her life now.
Her story was she was being used for breeding, and the breeder had just dumped her.
And how is she now that she's with you?
She's wonderful. You couldn't get a better dog. You couldn't buy a better dog. I wouldn't sell her for all the money in the world.
Kelly Leahy is with the Animal Foundation. She says adopting a shelter animal is a wonderful way to go. But she says bringing any animal into your home takes a period of adjustment and some patience.
There is an adjustment period when you bring a dog or any pet home. That's one reason we offer a foster to adopt program, so people can, have a trial period. But it just takes time and patience, and sometimes you may need to seek help from a trainer or somebody else to really take care of what your animal needs.
Sadly, too many pets end up back in the shelter because new owners expect too much of the animal. It's new to them, and they don't always immediately understand new rules, new people, and a new environment. Randy and his girls are no strangers to rescuing and say they knew to take it slow and easy when introducing Bonnie to their other two dogs, Rusty and Romeo.
We were very careful. We had two other dogs. Both of them are relatively old. One of them is probably 13 years old, and the other one's 7 years old. And we did a nice introduction. We did lots of walks. We kept them kind of apart for a while.
But he said patience paid off, and now they have 3 happy dogs at a happy home.
The dog that was 7 years old, closer to Bonnie's age, and the one we really thought would be her special pal, took a little bit, maybe 2 months, but now I come home and I find them napping together on the couch. My advice for folks is patience, patience, patience.
Bonnie was at the Animal Foundation for nearly 6 months. She had such a great disposition, the staff there knew she would make a great pet. But Kelly says one of the reasons she was there so long is because she's considered a senior. Older animals are sometimes overlooked, but can often be a perfect choice.
So Bonnie is a senior dog, which is perhaps one reason she was at the shelter for almost 6 months. Some people think a senior dog, you may not have as many years with that animal, or that it may incur expensive medical fees. But in the case of Bonnie, she's a really healthy, happy dog, and she's really living her best life right now.
Bonnie's new family and Susie's new forever dad say these wonderful animals are helping them live better lives right now, too. It's like the rescue dog rescuing the people right back. You can come here to the Animal Foundation daily from 11 to 7. They are located at 655 North Mojave, or you can go to animalfoundation.com. Well, it seems like it should go without saying, but our summers are dangerously hot for all of us, including our pets. Veterinarians will tell you that at certain times of the year, you simply can't have an outdoor pet. If you must, there are things you must provide. It's the law. Our dogs love to get outside, run, and play, which is fine about 8 months out of the year here in Las Vegas. But when those temperatures climb in the late spring and summer, being outside can not only be extremely uncomfortable for our pets, it can be deadly. We spoke with Dr. Ken Saransky, Director of Veterinary Services at the Animal Foundation, about why heat is especially brutal for our furry family members.
So you think about a dog, their body is covered in fur, they're not sweating the same way that people do, they're not able to release heat in that same way kind of all throughout their skin. Actually, their primary mechanism of dissipating all that extra heat is through panting.
Dr. Saransky says here at the Animal Foundation, they go to great lengths to make sure their adoptable dogs have what they need even for short playtimes outside.
A nice shady place, and then plenty of cool, fresh water. And you have to remember that, the water in a metal bowl especially will get hot very quickly. So putting things like ice and just continually changing up that water, making sure that it's really cool.
The kiddie pools, shade, the constant change of cool drinking water, and even the installation of misters can help keep your pet safe in these dangerously hot days. But he also says be mindful of their paws. If your pet's exercise consists of walks, the mornings are best when pavement is not scorching hot.
A good rule that I like to use is actually to put the back of your hand onto that hot asphalt, the hot sidewalk or something like that before you decide to walk your dog on that, because especially June, July, and August here in the valley, it gets really, really hot, and just a little bit of time on those surfaces can actually burn the paw pads.
Some signs that your pet is getting overheated are very heavy panting, since that is their only method of cooling their bodies, low energy or lethargic, a lack of response. You call them, but they don't come to you or even look your way. And vomiting, that's a sign they are in heat stroke.
there are actually severe medical consequences that can happen from your pet being kept outside. So that heat exhaustion, that minor kind of, too much heat can actually become heat stroke, and so it can become much more severe. We can, signs like vomiting, seizures, internal organs basically are all affected by the heat, and heat stroke can become so severe it can even go all the way to death.
These severely hot days are really only an issue a few months out of the year, so Dr. Saransky says his best advice is play or exercise in the early morning hours or later in the night. But keep in mind, the safest and most comfortable place for your pet to be in any extreme weather is indoors with you.
Really the best thing you can do in June, July, and August here in the Valley is to keep your dog indoors. We know already that it gets extremely hot here. Dogs are not, especially with like the thick hair coats and everything, they're just not equipped to be dealing with that heat. So if at all possible, it's really important to keep your dog inside.
The doctor says if you're bringing your pet inside, but you don't want them to have the run of the house, just block off some rooms, maybe the kitchen, laundry room, depending on the size of the pet. Keeping them in a confined space is much more humane than leaving them out in the heat or the cold for that matter. Also, the pets that are most vulnerable to the heat are those that are very old, very young, overweight, or pets with flat faces like pugs. Well, something that you do want to do outside year-round here in the city of Las Vegas is gardening. And as we find out from Sue Levitt, there's a new place where you can plant some seeds.
Here we have our Cascadian pea. It grows really well and it's been picking up real easy. It's a snow pea.
Caleb Hothkin is one of the city's gardening instructors. You'll find him here at Floyd Lamb Park 3 times a week tending to the garden beds.
Over here we have arugula. They're very spicy. These ones have gone to flower just like the other ones because it's gotten warm. They're both in the brassica family. Again, we have our kale here. And then over here we have our peas, and these are our climbing snap peas. They're ready to start flowering here, and then we're going to get peas very soon.
These beautifully full garden beds haven't always been as lush and green as you see them today.
For the last 2 years, this has been a labor of love. We have brought them from just dirt to actual producing garden beds.
Erin is in charge of all special events that take place here at the park, but she's also dedicated a lot of her time and effort to helping Caleb bring these garden beds to life. And since this is a true community garden, everyone is welcome.
A lot of these guys have to be thinned right now, so if you want to come down and help me thin or whatever, you can walk out with free vegetables and whatnot.
So not only can people come and pick vegetables and stuff, they can come and help you maintain the gardens.
Oh, completely, and you can learn while you're at it.
While you're free to enjoy the gardens already flourishing here, these empty garden beds are available to rent, so you can start showing off your own green thumb. And no need to worry, if you get busy, Caleb is always here and will tend to your garden.
Just come out and do it. First thing is first. I mean, when I first started, it was just a dirt patch in my backyard, and I just started throwing seeds in the ground, didn't know what I was doing. And 10 years later, you got green coming up, and it's clustered together, and the philosophy comes to you as you do it.
And be prepared to take in the beauty of the park that surrounds the gardens. The sights can be breathtaking, especially if you're not used to seeing these stunning creatures that roam free within the park.
Floyd Lamb is a gem of the valley. If people haven't been out here, I invite you to come out, see our ponds, see our garden beds, see our historic buildings.
You can rent one of the garden plots out there at Floyd Lamb Park, $30 for 6 months. And on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, staff is there to help you with your gardening. Thank you, Sue Levitt, for that story. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to bid farewell to one of our longest-running city council members. Stay with us.
Drop that baby.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him opening his own clothing store at the age of 18? 1 in 138,000. Excited to be a part of pop culture, he packed for the big city. The odds of finding someone to invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5 million. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to City Beat. For 14 years, Lois Tarkanian has served the city of Las Vegas as the councilwoman representing Ward 1, as well as mayor pro tem in more recent years. She has had a hand in many changes in that area of the city, from the growth of the medical district to a new medical school to bringing our neighborhoods together through organizations such as Keeping Everyone's Eyes on the Neighborhood, or KEEN. Well, as is tradition, it is our honor at Channel 2 to put together a farewell video for our city leaders when they leave us. It's hard to capture 14 years in a few minutes, but producer Sue Levitt and editor Tyler Pierce did just that.
That you are a bona fide resident at your stated address, and that you will faithfully perform the duties of the office in which you are about to enter, so help you God.
Words could not express really well how I feel today. I feel extremely honored to be with this group up here as part of the City Council. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
On today's program, we're discussing issues in Ward 1 with Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian. Welcome back to Access City Council.
Thank you very
It's your
much.
second show already.
Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian said she is relieved to see the race over so that she can get back to working for the residents of Ward 1.
You know, we had a hard campaign. I don't think that's news to anybody. And I just want to thank first my family, who are vehemently against my running for office again. But once I made the decision, they did what they usually do. They pull in the ranks with loyalty, showed me a lot of support.
The April 20, 2011 meeting of the City Council is called to order.
And that you will faithfully perform the duties of the office in which you are about to enter, so help you God.
We've worked very hard in Ward 1. We're an older ward, and it was a deteriorating ward. It was on its way down, and we had to stop that and make it change direction, and I think we have.
Welcome back to the show, and
Yes,
congratulations.
I'm back.
That's right, and congratulations on your election victory.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that it went as well as it did.
Well, I think it's no surprise to everybody out there, if you commute at all through the Spaghetti Bowl each morning, you've probably heard a little bit about Project Neon. It's basically a revamp, a widening, an improvement of that whole interchange there, I-15, US 95. A lot of this is right in Ward 1.
And I would motion to appoint Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian as Mayor Pro Tem.
We should be proud of our city. We've done a very good job, and I think everybody who works in the city should be very proud, because it's not just someone like I or the other council people. It's all the people who make up the city, and they're good people. Almost every single one of them have in their heart not just get the job done, but do it the best way, because I care about the people who live in the city. And that's extremely important, and that's what we have here. I'm so very happy. We have kept our promise to the community, and I treasure the wonderful relationship I've had with the fire department these many years.
How can you encapsulate Lois Tarkanian without thinking of her whole family and history of Nevada? And then, of course, probably the longest serving, or one of the longest serving council persons, coming in and having 14 years of council work for Ward 1, which in turn has given her a great life. And knowing that she's stepping down from this and unfortunately forced out because she's term limited, she'll do something else. This is a lady who you just can't have her sitting at home. So I do want to say, and I'm going to look right at you, Lois, if you're watching, and Mayor Pro Tem, my Mayor Pro Tem, and Councilwoman for 14 years. I'm going to miss you.
On a personal note, I am going to miss Councilwoman Tarkanian's kindness and her calling me kiddo, something my mother used to call me a lot before her passing several years ago. We will all still miss her coming down to the station to tape her Access City Council show with our director, David Riggleman. She would always say, I'm not good at this TV stuff. Well, she was wrong. She wasn't just good, she was great, she was insightful and sincere. We are going to miss you at City Hall, but knowing your love for the city and your tirelessness, we know we'll be seeing you around, kiddo. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for the next City Beat.